Hey YouTube, Stack Attack here to introduce a new video series. We are going to be looking for errors and varieties. So I get a lot of questions in my videos or comments. Do you look for errors? Do you look for different varieties, that kind of stuff? And I typically don't, just kind of going through looking for silver or looking for wheat pennies. But now that I've got a lot of coins accumulated, and I was kind of looking at what I had and thought, you know what, it would be really cool to look through these. And I've had a couple things that I wanted to use anyway. I got this pluggable USB digital microscope probably a year ago, hoping to do a video series like this, and I tried a video like this once, just to see how it would work. It got pretty good feedback. So I'm going to dust that off. It's pretty awesome. You can see on the screen I've got a Merc showing there. That's what I'll be kind of showing you as we go along. I've got my Cherrypicker, the Cherrypicker's guides. I've got both the books for all the denominations, pennies through half dollars. I'm using the 5th edition of the half dimes to dollar coins and the 6th edition for pennies to nickels, which there may be newer versions out there, but these work for me pretty well. And I found an old laptop, hooked that up, and you can see here my Mercury dime stack. This is all from coin roll hunting. I'll show you that in the first episode. I don't have a ton of Mercury dimes. I'm guessing less than 50. So I'll probably break it up by decade and look at them that way. Hopefully there's some cool errors in there. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna find out together. And of course, if you are interested in that microscope or these Cherrypicker guides, there's a link in the description of this video. They're pretty useful, helpful tools, and helps the channel if you do want those and you use those links. So I appreciate it. So with that, the last thing I'll say is, as anything new, as you start anything new, looking for feedback. What do you like or not like about these videos, so that as I move on to different denominations and make more of these, they get better and better and are targeted at what you want to see. So thank you in advance for the feedback and comments. I do look at those and read those and appreciate those. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's cut to the search. All right, so just got done sorting through the Mercury dimes to see what we had, and couple of piles here. So the first, everything over here doesn't have a variety in the Cherrypicker's guide. So Mercury dime varieties in the Cherrypicker guide didn't show up until 29. So all these coins, which are from the teens and 20s, including this first year of issue Mercury dime that I got out of a roll, 1916. We're not going to look at. I have a couple varieties from the 30s and 40 that we'll look at today, and then we'll kind of crank through these stacks in subsequent videos. So we'll get into it in just a minute. Wanted to give you an update on how we were going to look through these coins and what we're going to get started with. So we'll be right back to start looking for some errors. So here we have the 1936 Philadelphia Mercury dime. The variety here is going to be a double die on the obverse, visible potentially in the date and then in God We Trust. It's not a strong doubling variety, and we'll see. I mean, the date's showing up pretty clearly here, but I don't know that I see any doubling there. Let's take a look at the In God We Trust. See if we see anything there, and it looks like it says In God We Trust. I don't know if there's a cod error here, but actually I think the G's were just kind of missing that top part back then, but I don't see any doubling here. So let's move on to the 39s. So the 1939, the first one we're going to look at is a D, and here the potential variety is a repunched mint mark that we're looking for, and it's most visible below below the D. So you'd see it, just trying to turn the coin a little bit. So you would see it kind of below that D. It would look like there was a faint D punched underneath it. And I'm not seeing that here. So it doesn't look like there's anything in that 39D. On the Philadelphia variety, it's going to be another light doubling on the date and In God We Trust. So let's take a look at that. Let's see what, we'll start with In God We Trust. And I will get better at kind of centering these as we go, but that looks too beat up to really say there's any doubling there. Let's take a look at the 39, the date. Don't see any evidence that is a doubled variety. So let's move on to the next one, which is going to be a 1940, and this is a 1940S. So here we're looking for a couple things, and I'll start with the reverse. The first thing we're looking for potentially is a repunched mint mark. So this is one where it looks like the mint mark was hit, and then something hit over it and over it. So yeah, I don't see that. It just looks kind of worn. The other variety on the back, on the reverse, could be on the words states. Oops, here we go. Yeah, I don't notice anything unusual there. The obverse could also have some doubling on the date, the designer's initials, and I think the motto. Let's see if this coin looks. Those are too worn to really say there's anything wrong with them. The date doesn't look obviously doubled to me. And then let's just check out In God We Trust. I don't see anything there. Okay, so 1940, so the 36, 39, and 40 varieties, we didn't have anything. So now we'll move on to the 1941s, and I know I had a couple here. So first one we'll look at is the D, the Denver variety, and here we're looking for In God We Trust and the date, and possibly of America on the reverse. So let's start with In God We Trust, since that's where I landed first. I'll stop moving it in a minute. There we go. I don't notice any obvious doubling there. Moving on to the date, 1941. Nothing there screams doubling. We'll just check out the Of America on the back. Let's see if there's anything there. I'm not seeing anything. All right, let's check out the next three are going to be Philadelphia varieties. So here where we're looking for doubling is going to be in the word trust of In God We Trust. And it's most evident in the UST of trust. Now this coin looks like it's pretty worn, so I don't notice any doubling there. That was also a pretty worn out coin. Come on. There we go. Another worn coin. I'm not necessarily seeing doubling there. It's amazing how different these coins look under a microscope. Now, is that doubling under the 1 there, or is that just wear? I don't know. There's not really a lot of information about what that might look like in this condition, but that's one that looks possible. That's the closest thing to a possible double die that I've seen so far, in my non-expert opinion. Now, this coin looks to be in better condition than the ones we looked at previously, so let's see what we've got in the In God We Trust. Now, it does look like there's something going on there on the U. It's really hard to tell on these coins. Let's take a look at this. The date doesn't look doubled. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could convince yourself there's errors in here probably if you wanted to, but I'm really looking for ones that are real obvious and not debatable. And to me, that doesn't that one doesn't look like one. The previous coin maybe, I don't know, but didn't see one there. But yeah, that's all we got here. I don't know how long this video is going to be, so I want to just pause here and see how long this video ends up being. We'll get back into it with the rest of the 40s varieties of this coin in following videos. Hopefully we'll find some errors and varieties. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for all your comments and feedback and letting me know if I missed anything. I appreciate it. And let me know if you enjoy these videos so I know whether or not to keep making them. Have a great day.